Hey, my name is Greg Inguaggiato. I'm a professional recruiter working for Palm Coast Data in Flagler County, and I am looking for technical talent. Today I'm going to speak about working with a recruiter, the way to develop a proper business relationship whenever you work with a professional job recruiter. First of all, you really need to keep the lines of communication open. It's absolutely critical, okay? So, first of all, the job seeker should inform the recruiter on who else is representing you in your search. Next, where else you may have interviewed. What other offers you might have on the table. Conversely, the recruiter should inform you, the job seeker, on what client companies they may want to present your resume to. They should give you full disclosure of the job description. They should tell you where they're going to send your resume. And they should be pretty open about disclosing salary and wage, at least a range. Let's look back a little bit. Let's talk about some obvious advantages. What's the advantage of the job seeker giving this information to the recruiter? Any ideas? To prevent what?
I was reading an article just this morning, actually, where apparently a person had gone through 2 different recruiters that had submitted his resume, and he wound up ticking off one of the guys who thought he was going to get a commission. And I think he wound up unknowingly putting himself on a blacklist.
I can tell you what you want to avoid are double jeopardy scenarios, okay? Because I can tell you from working the other side of the desk, from the staffing agency side, the last thing you want to do is to double present a candidate, meaning I'm a recruiter presenting you to client A, another recruiter presented you to client B, perhaps without your knowledge. Companies are not going to engage in battles over candidates. You know what they're going to do? They're going to back away from the situation, and who loses the opportunity? The applicant. So, keeping the lines of communication open is critical to prevent scenarios like double submissions of resumes, okay? Likewise, you want to hold the recruiter accountable for certain levels of professionalism, and absolutely a good recruiter should not be afraid to disclose the client company. They should definitely not be afraid to disclose job requirements, and they certainly shouldn't be afraid to tell you where they're sending your resume. That's your right. I say back away from any recruiter who approaches the process in a clandestine manner. There's no reason for secrecy. You know, you can't circumvent that recruiter anyway. If I'm a good recruiter and my client is Allstate, for example, you know, you might try to circumvent me and go to them directly, but if I've got a good, solid business relationship and a prior history of success with Allstate, they are not going to take your direct solicitation. They're going to push you right back to me, okay? Okay, how does a recruiter use the resume? A resume, as Brad pointed out, is a story of your success. It should paint a picture. It should be a commercial. Not about why you should be hired. That's jumping the gun. It's why you should be interviewed. Okay? The hiring process is the caboose. Okay, that's what's going to happen later on. Okay? What we need to do is to differentiate you to at least get you a phone interview, if nothing else. Next, you want to work with the recruiter to identify specific facts or characteristics, here we go, that will distinguish you from others competing for the same job. All right? What I call it is I like job applicants who give me what I call a compelling reason to want to call them. I want you to compel me to call you. All right? I track all applicants and we document at PCD, at Palm Coast Data. Lots of times my notes will say simply, applicant not compelling. And that's just my way of saying nothing about this application pushed my button. They're like everybody else. Next,